Welcome to Iran, the home of majestic architectural masterpieces like the Sheikh Lutfallah Mosque and the Golestan Palace. Although having its roots in ancient times, the country itself has a very recent history, only becoming an Islamic republic in the year 1979. The land where Iran is located was formerly known as Persia, and once a dominating world power during the times of Cyrus the Great. So let's begin this episode with some basic facts. The official name of the country is the Islamic Republic of Iran, and as I mentioned earlier, it became an Islamic Republic in the year 1979. This was when the monarchy was overthrown and religious clerics assumed the political power under Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khomeini. The official language in Iran is Persian, also known as Farsi. At the time of filming this episode, the population of Iran is estimated to be area of 1,648,195 square kilometers. It's the second largest country in the Middle East and the 17th largest country in the world. Iran is located in West Asia, and it borders the Caspian Sea in the north and the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman in the south. Iran is bordered by the countries Afghanistan, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Iraq, Pakistan, Turkey, and Turkmenistan. Now, as we continue with the facts, here is the official flag of Iran. This flag was adopted in the year 1980, and it has three equal horizontal bands of green, white, and red. The green is the color of Islam and represents growth. White symbolizes honesty and peace. And the red stands for bravery, as well as it represents all of the martyrs. Now, when you take a look in the center white band, there's a stylized version of the word Allah, as well as the phrase La ilaha illa Allah, meaning there's no deity but God. It's more specifically also translated as there is no God but Allah. It's also written in the shape of a tulip, as well as along the inner edges of the green and red stripes, we see the phrase Allahu Akbar written 22 times, and that means God is great. Now, in terms of the marriage culture of Iran, this is pretty interesting. Because traditional Iranian marriages can be so expensive, the government often comes in and provides funding for weddings. This is to help reduce the costs and encourage young Iranians to get married. And just to give you a little bit of history behind that, in the late 1990s, because of the rise of financial costs for weddings, it led Mohammad Khatami, the fifth president of Iran, to establish a program that promoted marriage among university students, as well as promoting a more traditional, old-fashioned, not-so-elegant type of wedding. Initially, the government distributed half-ounce gold, completely backfired after the number of divorces started to skyrocket. Many of the young couples that were being encouraged to get married, in fact, weren't ready for marriage. There's also mass weddings where couples can get married free of charge. This is because many organizations offer funding solutions for lower income Iranian families. Because when it comes to dealing with the expenses of a jahaziye, or in other words, a dowry, things can get really expensive. And just to give you a little bit more insight, a bride's family is expected to provide a substantial agreement before the wedding ceremonies. Fathers, of course, want their daughters to have all the good things that money can buy, as well as a home with the latest gadgets and technologies. So of course, they're going to set the dowry real high. However, many critics have said that this dowry system contributes a lot to people. Now, Iran is one of the few countries in the world where a couple can have a temporary marriage. Yeah, we're touching a little bit more on the marriage culture. I found it very fascinating. A sighe, literally meaning a pleasure marriage, are permitted under Sharia law in certain places. While homosexual relationships are banned in Iran, Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini decreed that transsexuals are allowed to have sex change operations in Iran. Since 2008, Iran has conducted more sex change operations than any other country in the world, second only to Thailand. In fact, the government offers financial help for people that want this type of surgery. You may also know that Iranians are known for their woven rugs. Everybody loves those Persian rugs. But did you know that when creating these rugs, many Iranian weavers make a mistake intentionally? And this is to show their belief that only God is perfect. Interesting to note that after oil, the second largest export commodity that Iran has is rugs. As we keep looking into history, we can continuously see just how advanced the Persian people were. Since ancient times, people used a water supply system called a qanat. What the qanats did was collect underground water and moved them through tunnels to places where people needed water. The qanat technology is known to have been developed in Iran by the Persian people around 1000 BC, and it spread from there. Qanats are basically a series of vertical shafts similar to wells that are connected by sloping tunnels. And these qanats effectively delivered large amounts of water from underground up to the surface without the use of any pump. Now let's touch real quick on Persian cats. Persian cats are one of the world's oldest breeds of cats. They have their history in the high plateaus of Iran, and their long silky fur protected them from cold weather. Italian traders brought the cats to Europe in the 17th century, and that's where they became an exotic status symbol. Now, for one of the most important things in the world right now, oil. The Persian Gulf holds 60% of the whole world's oil reserves. Iran alone has reserves of 125 billion barrels of oil, and that's 10% of the world's total reserves. Iran pumps nearly 4 million barrels of oil a day. So we made it to the end of another episode of FTD Facts. This is just a little bit of the history of Iran. There's so much to dig up because they go way back. We definitely would love to do a part 2 of this because there's so much history, so much culture, so much awesomeness in the land of Iran. And thanks to everybody that requested this. Until the next video, my name is Leroy Kenton. Thanks for joining me on this journey through Iran. We just scratched the surface because every stone that you turn over, there are hidden gems in the country of Iran. A land filled with beautiful people, beautiful fashion, a rich history, and a land that has some amazing things that are often overlooked.